Good morning, everyone. Very excited to make this video. As you can see, we have a bunch of Spydercos in front of you. When I first started my, interest in knives, it definitely started with the Spyderco name brand. I bought my Tenacious years and years ago. I've told you guys, I've only been knife collecting for about 2 years. And knife collecting to me is, collecting a lot more knives than you actually need, and maybe a lot of them are just pieces you like to have, play around with, not necessarily use on a daily basis. So I've always carried a knife, always been into knives. I remember I was 5-6 years old and I had my first Swiss Army knives, had the Rambo knife with the matches, and the compass in the end. Always had a love for knives, but collecting and my serious addiction has definitely started in the last couple of years. So as you see before you, this is a video that when I, a couple of years ago first really started getting addicted, I was watching all of the top 5 Spyderco knives, top 5 EDC knives, and those are my favorite videos, man. I couldn't get enough of those Spyderco, collection videos. There's so many out there. So as you see before you is a meager collection. At one point I did have 17 Spydercos. Never went with the Delicas and the Enduras. I don't know why. I think maybe the fiberglass reinforced FRN handles. I just never really jumped into those. Actually, the only Spyderco I've ever bought under $100 is my Tenacious, and loved it. It was my first Spyderco, and ever since then it's just been a downward spiral, at least for my finances. So, top 5 favorite Spydercos. Been asked this numerous times, and I wanted to let you guys know when I first started collecting, I got all the Spydercos. I got ZTs and Benchmates, and I think that's where people normally start off. Well, maybe with Kershaws and SOGs and stuff like that. I skipped all that. I went straight to Spyderco, and haven't regretted it. But I have gotten rid of quite a few, okay? I probably have maybe 3 or 4, but like I've told you, I've been trying to get rid of, the knives that I don't necessarily use, the cheaper knives, cheaper for me being around the $150, $200 mark, and, narrowing down my collection to, say, my 5 favorite Spydercos, my 5 favorite ZTs, and then move into the more higher end production knives like my Chris Reeve and Hinderer Striders, Browse blades, and so on. So without further ado, sorry about the rambling to get started here, but as you see, my 5 favorite Spydercos. Alright, we're gonna start at the top here, and of course you guys know, the Paramilitary 2 is almost, something that doesn't even really need to be said in this Spyderco lineup. This is my all black. This came out of the box. As you guys can see, Paramilitary 2s are very finicky. You can get some out of the box just like this. Look, okay, just drops absolutely free. Not a millimeter of blade play in either direction, up, down, left, right. Of course, you got your compression lock. A ton of fun to play with. You cannot get a better knife for the price. Alright, I will say that, and that's of course my own personal opinion. But Spyderco Paramilitaries, guys, I don't know why anybody pays all the prices that they do, but they're 110 bucks. Okay, $110. I think even $100, maybe 105 for the satin. This I've seen on Amazon going for like $200. You guys are nuts if you're gonna be paying that, okay? I've had the sprint runs, I've had the M390 blue, I've had the brown, I've had the green, wanted the orange, never had it, but I got rid of those sprint runs to get my Hinderers and to get other knives that I think I would use and appreciate a little more. Alright, I know there's guys out there that have a serious Paramilitary 2 addiction. I was one of them. I had 7 at one point. But now I've just narrowed it down. Alright, I love this. This is my favorite Spyderco Paramilitary 2, my black. And of course, you got the satin now. Like I said, watch. Okay? So it's not bad by any means. You can definitely get it down, but this came out of the box a little stickier. a little less smooth. Okay, always centered. That's never a problem with Spyderco. All right, excellent knives. You know, maybe this is 120, 130 MSRP or something like that. So don't pay more than that, guys. Come on, you can find it. Look on the sites. Excellent knives. Put these over here. My Gail Bradley. All right. No matter how many times I've sold this knife, traded this knife, I don't think I've let a week or two go by where I haven't bought it or traded it for, you know, traded it back. What an incredible knife. All right. Like I said, XL gloves. This fits my hand like a glove. All right. Literally. So CPM M4 blade. Okay. Got to put a little WD-40 or some you know, some oil on that every now and then to keep that from rusting. Although I've never had an issue. Beautiful carbon fiber overlay, I want to say. I think these, you know, the Spydercos with the laminate carbon fiber or whatever. Now, I was looking up the specs on some Spydercos, and it's funny, anything over 1/2 inch wide, they don't put the handle thickness. All right, they'll have the handle thickness for the Sage and the Domino and whatever, but so being a pretty thick knife. All right, it's definitely over 1/2 inch thick. All right, it's a beefy knife. Weighs, you know, quite a little bit for those EDC guys that don't like to carry, you know, over 4 ounces. This lock bar is a bitch to play with. All right, there's no relief cutout, as you guys can see there. Okay, so you really got to push your thumb in there. He's made that on purpose. All right, he says it's a hard use knife, so he doesn't want you, you know, maybe accidentally sliding over the lock bar there. All right, heavily skeletonized stainless steel liners. All right, I don't know if you guys can see. I never can get this angle too great here for you. I apologize for that. But anyway, all right, excellent, excellent knife. Phosphor bronze washers, rock solid, parkerized pocket clip here. All right. I'm going to go over all these stats in a minute. All right. I know you guys have seen, you know, stats on all of these knives before, so not necessarily too important. All right, so we got my top 2 right there. Well, not necessarily, just okay, my first 2 of my top 5. And as you guys know, this may be my favorite Spyderco. I've had the regular version with the, you know, the carbon fiber laminate, the blue and the black. I didn't like either, to be honest with you. Actually, the black carbon fiber I really didn't mind too much. It's very much like the Sage 3. So this is the Bento Box. Okay, excellent knife, running on bearings. All right, this is new over the last few years. The Domino came out. Excellent, excellent, excellent blade. Of course, pretty much any Sage except the Sage 4 would be, you know, interchanged in this. Got my Sage 3 here. They're actually different sizes. Don't let that fool you. Okay, everybody says each Sage is the same size, same weight. Well, not necessarily same weight, but all right, there are differences in these two. I'll show you them in a minute. Okay, Sage 2, and of course, guys, I just grabbed one out of the box. Ah! I was hoping it would be this one. CPM S30V. All these guys are like, oh, I want to buy a Techno, but not the S30V one, not the S30V one. What's wrong with you guys? Oh, it was a huge mistake. It couldn't possibly be made, you know, with good, you know. It's the same exact Techno with S30V blade steel. Now, when did S30V blade steel become a crappy steel that nobody wanted? What? Okay. Everybody thinks this is a mess up. I have 4 Technos, as you guys know. And 3 of them are the XHP, and this is the S30V. You can buy the XHP for the rest of your life while they're making Technos. Who cares? It's not special. It's not awesome. It's XHP. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I love XHP. Excellent blade steel. Okay? But is it that much better than S30V? No. It's great blade steel. I'm not going to say it's not, but S30V is also a great blade steel. Lots of great knives in S30V, as you guys know. I should have grabbed the XHP, but this is the first one I grabbed out of my box. You guys know I had 4. Now I have 3, actually. I traded one. Excellent, excellent, excellent knife. I don't have a lot of smaller EDC or smaller knife, folded knives, but this is, wow. All right, so you got Paramilitary 2, Gail Bradley, Spyderco Domino, got a Sage 2, and your Techno. All right, now I brought out a couple more only because, you know, what can you say about the Tenacious? All right, I don't care if it's $50. It's definitely one of my favorite Spydercos. Look at that. This has definitely been used. Practiced sharpened in this a few times back in the day, but it is hair popping sharp. Yep. So I've refined my sharpening skills here and definitely put a very wicked edge on that. All right. This is still sharp out of the box, not hair popping, but this is my green. You know, I always get two of the knives I love. $50. What a great knife. What is that? China? Ew! Just kidding, guys. Yep, the Spyderco Tenacious, assembled in China. Oh boy. Still a great knife, huh? Yep. Alright, Sage 3. These will be put in here. Alright, this is the Blackie Collins. Obviously the Reeve integral lock, Chris Reeve. I mean, the fit and finish on this knife, 3-inch blade. I think, I'll go over some specs here. Alright, love this. This is fun to play with. Alright. Okay. Is it as much fun? I don't know. Drops free, rock solid. You know, doesn't have the flow through, but still, great knife. Didn't like the blue G10 one. I wanted this one. It's not like I didn't want it, but I do actually like the carbon fiber. I know it's, you know, it's a thing for some guys. Anyway, rambling. Let's go over some specs real quick, okay? Yes, I have them written down. Lots of knives in front of you. PM2. 3.44-inch blade. Of course, you guys know that the cutting edge on this, because of that advanced finger choil here, is just 3 inches, a little above 3 inches. All right. Got your Gail Bradley 3.44 as well, 3.19 cutting edge. Okay, so a little bit more cutting edge on the Gail Bradley. All right, the Domino 3.13-inch blade. Again, forward finger choil here makes it a 2.89-inch cutting edge. Sage is 3, as you guys know, on both of these. All right, but a 2.6-inch cutting edge. Same here. You guys are noticing a similarity in a few of these. And the Techno 2.55-inch blade. Look at that stock. It's coming in at 0.177. All right. Boom, 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 boom. I think the Tenacious is 3.5. Anyway, you know, the PM2 is very deceiving, okay? It looks like this big, you know, big knife, and I think it's mainly because of the handle being so long on that. But to only have really a 3-inch cutting edge on this, on the PM2. Anyway, all right, so the weights. Everybody's gonna know the... As you guys know, I'm in the backyard, and my son's toy guns, you know, when the batteries are running out, they just go off every now and then. I don't know if you heard that. That was his Superman gun. It scares the shit out of me sometimes. Alright, so the weight, 3.75 ounces, 5.5 ounces, a hefty knife here. Okay, 4.1 ounces on the Domino, 3.6 on the Sages, and Tenacious, 4.1. 3.6 on the Sages, 3.6 on the Techno. So a much smaller knife, weighing the same as a 3-inch blade. Alright, the overall length, let's see, on the Sage here, okay, the overall length being 7.125 inches, and the overall length is 6 inches. So over an inch longer and yet weighing the same. Okay, but this is a stout, you know, one of these stout, beefy, hard use knives. This is more elegant, I believe. Anyway. So, overall length on the PM2, 8.28 inches, Gail Bradley 8 inches, 7.6, Domino, Okay, 7.125 I just said. About 6 inches on the Techno, 7.75 on the Tenacious. Alright, so I mean, you know, blade stock on this is very thin. Excellent, excellent slicer. 0.14 inches on the blade stock on this compared to 0.177 on that. Alright, so just wanted to throw up a Spyderco top 5, top 8, top 7, top 10. Okay. Obviously, you guys know my Domino. My Rubicon. There goes the gun again. Alright, I do like this knife for $185. It would have been awesome, maybe even $200. Alright, S30 blade steel, which for the price, like you've heard me say before, I was going to pay $300 for a S30 blade steel. Alright, I got this for about $240. I just think it's, you know, one of these collector's pieces, kind of like that glorious Chris Reeve. It is put together very, very well. International Knife of the Year, I believe, in 14. Alright, weird little pocket clip here. Not stainless, titanium liners, skeletonized, orange back spacer. Told you guys that little tip right there kind of digs into my palm a little bit. You know, but it is a comfortable knife. I don't mind the beefiness, the heftiness of the size. I have large hands, but I would not carry this knife. Okay? Grind lines are just gorgeous. Alright, was it Peter Carey, I believe, or something like that. Alright, collector's piece. Okay? Like I said, I got a couple others. Spydercos. What else do I have? I couldn't even find them. Throw them in bags. I actually carry this a lot. I know it's a Bird, you know, the sub-company of Spyderco there, China. But this is an awesome knife. I think this is the Metal Lark 2. Stainless steel. I think this may be my only lockback knife. As you guys know, they're incredibly strong locks, but not a lot of fun to play with. So anyway, this is my Metal Lark. You know, I throw this in my pocket. It's a little heavy, stainless steel. I think it's 30 bucks. Alright, come on. Can't beat that. Alright, so there's my Spyderco collection as of right now. Have a few more, but these would definitely be my top 5. Okay? So, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'm going to put up my top 5 EDC knives. You know, I did my top 5 production folders. You know, just right now what my top 5 production folders were on my last video. That didn't necessarily mean the ones I like to carry, the ones I like to use. It's just in general. Alright, these are my top 5 Spydercos. So I could do a top 5 EDC knives, the knives I carry, all my companies combined. Which ones do I carry? I could do a top 5 ZT, which actually I haven't seen too many videos online. Top 5 zero tolerances. Anyway. All these videos I watched before I started making videos, now I'm making them, so it's pretty cool. I think I'm up to like 212 subscribers. I really have a lot of appreciation for that, guys. Alright, so, you know, keep up, you know, subscribing, liking, tuning in, and I'll keep making the videos for you. Alright, any requests you guys have, let me know. Again, this